Be the Change Media is a business media company focused on the role of business as a force for good in the world. So we try to tell compelling and delightful stories about companies that are making a positive difference in the world through the act of doing business. When people ask me what a B Corporation is, I tell them it's a company that has subjected itself to an independent assessment of its impact in the world on communities, on people, and on the environment. And that independent assessment is rigorous. It's over 400 questions. It takes hours to complete, and in many cases it takes us years to get our companies across the finish line. We have to actively change the way we do things. I think it's the first and the only really rigorous assessment of a company's citizenship, and the companies that score at a high enough level, and that's a minority of companies, but the companies that score at a high enough level become B Corporations. There are about 1,300 B Corporations in the world, but there are over 10,000 companies that are at some stage in the assessment and have completed at least 75% of them. So it's relatively challenging to become a B Corporation, and there are a lot of companies working at achieving that goal. When you think about the nature of change in society, and if you feel at all skeptical that the business community might be undergoing this revolutionary change, I would just remind you of the history of human flight. We tried to fly and failed miserably for 3,000 years. There is a historical record. We attempted to fly and failed over and over again, often at great human cost, for 3,000 years. And then in the first decade of the 20th century, the Wright brothers managed to get their glider to lift off for a very short distance over the dunes at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Within 6 years of that glider flight, you could buy a ticket on an airliner. And 66 years after the glider flight, we went to the moon. So 3,000 years of failure, nothing changing, man did not fly, and then from Kitty Hawk to the moon in less than 7 decades. Change has a tendency to exist only in the imagination for a long period of time, and then to be realized very suddenly. So I would suggest that if you doubt that the world of business is about to change in a meaningful way, that you buckle your seatbelt and hang on, because I think we're in for a major shift.